Just a friend.
Yes, just a friend. Yes,
More than a friend.
just like a friend that you want to have. It's just a friend.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Rahinatu as your friend is different from me being your friend.
Is what?
That's a big difference. Rahinatu being your friend is different from me being your friend.
How different?
Oh, there's a difference.
How different?
I am a man. She's a woman.
Rice is the assemblable.
Anyway, my brother, how you doing, sir?
By His grace, I'm good. Yourself?
I'm also
great.
Doing well. I'm also doing
Yes.
It's a new day.
It's a new day, Tuesday.
Yeah, man.
Gradually, the week is getting closer to a close. It's much more. It's long,
Tuesday,
but Tuesday. Gradually, it's getting closer. Monday is down.
Tuesday to go.
Today is in.
Many more to come.
Many more to come. Yes.
Inshallah.
We wish the weekend is already upon us, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You have to start 1,000 miles begins with a step. So we started yesterday, today, and gradually the day will come to an end. We only pray for success in all the steps that we take.
Let's go through what's already happened, and then we can look ahead to what's to come.
Yes.
All right. Yesterday, for the first time, the High Court allowed for the case, the LGBTQ plus bill, and that case in court at the High Court, to be telecast live. What happened in court yesterday? Talk to us.
Yes, so many were expecting a very long sitting, and then you noticed that there was a case that was on TV. The cameras were allowed in for the first time at the High Court that a case is allowed in. Cameras were allowed in, and so the anticipation was very, very high. The applicant, Paul Sefa, was present in court, and then his lawyers were present. Lawyers for the speaker were present. The attorney general were also present. But immediately the case was called, one thing was certain: the parties indicated that they needed some time to be able to file their respective written submission. You know, there are two ways of doing that. One, you stand on your feet and orally address the court, and then the other one is you having to file, write virtually everything that you want to say on by way of written submissions. Then you deliver to the court. At some point in time, the court will oblige you opportunity to be able to highlight on some of the things that they want the court to take note of. And at some point in time, the court will it's a discretion available to the court to be able to decide. Once all the parties indicate that they have nothing to file, they solely rely on their averment and their processes filed. It is straightforward. The court will have to make do with them. So that's what the leg of the where it got to yesterday. So the parties said they will file written submissions. Then the court said, how much more time would you need? And then they indicate that 4 weeks. But all of them agreed that we need 4 weeks. So the applicant has 4 weeks to do that, and then upon that, the respondent, the attorney general, and then the speaker, 4 weeks to be also able to file their submissions. So the 4 weeks will take us to July 4. Today is July 4. Yesterday was July, so 4 weeks take us to July 4 thereabout. Then the case has been adjourned to July 29, and on July 29, Justice Ellen Lordina Sewamiriku will fix a date for her judgment. But I gave a small report on this one, and then so we'll have to listen to what happened exactly yesterday when the case was called. In fact, for the first time, people those who watch TV had the opportunity to see how things happen in the courtroom. But let's listen to this one. Today is historic in the field of justice delivery because for the first time, a case pending at the High Court has been televised live, and this is in relation to the anti-gay bill that is refusing to die. Already, as we speak, 4 cases are pending at various stages, 2 at the Supreme Court and then 2 at the High Court. In relation to what happened today before Justice Ellen Sewamiriku, a farmer, Buama Sefa, has initiated an action challenging the processes or challenging the passage of the anti-gay bill by Parliament. And as we speak, that particular bill has been passed, but it's hanging because President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has said that until the Supreme Court determines those 2 applications, one by Richard Sky and the other by Dr. Amanda Odoy, he is unable to assent to the bill. But what has happened here at the High Court is very simple. In respect of this short sitting, the parties have requested for 4 weeks to be able to file their respective written submissions, which the court has obliged them. And this particular 4 weeks will fall on July 4. The court has adjourned the case to July 29. On July 29, the court will find out whether the parties have complied. If the parties have complied, the court will proceed to fix a date for judgment. From the Law Court Complex here in Accra, Murtala, Inusah, GH1.
It could have been no one else. It had to be him. Murtala.
Yes,
Inusah.
Murtala Inusah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, so that's for that particular case.
Absolutely.
And what happened in the court yesterday.
Yes.
On the matter of the string of 61, the Beach case.
Yes.
Where are we?
So the 8th defense witness yesterday got into the witness box, gave his evidence in chief, and then was subjected to cross-examination. And so he has been discharged to go. But I told you about the fact that Justice Ifeanyi Saribochi gave the parties up to 31st to file the remaining of the witness statements, just so to help the court prepare for case management and case management completion plan. Yesterday, when the case was called, some new 6 witnesses were brought, for which their witness statement have been filed on behalf of them. So we didn't have all the 54. We have 6. But of course, the court also did not make any point about the fact that I am sealing, as has been ordered or has been directed earlier. So as we speak, tomorrow we have the opportunity to hear from the 9th defense witness for Michael Nyeneku, and after that, the remaining witnesses who have appeared yesterday, they all appeared. The 6 that I talked to you about all appeared, and then tomorrow, the 9th will come. The court will fix a date for we'll hear him, and then subsequently the remaining will come. And as to whether they will have the opportunity to call all the 61 witnesses, tomorrow will be much more clearer. So Justice Ifeanyi Saribochi yesterday adjourned the case to tomorrow for continuation. All
right, there's a matter that has of high public interest as well in relation to Kwadwon Kansa, probably known as the Win. Yes.
So yesterday,
what happened yesterday?
Yesterday, he appeared before the Asokore Mampong District Court.
You were not there, right?
I wasn't there. So, but
you got your report.
I have the men.
The brief.
The men there. Yeah,
that's right.
Of course. So he was granted bail. His plea was not taken. 50,000 Ghana cedis with 2 sureties, and it's expected back in court sometime 27th of June. And yesterday, the lawyers have been explaining the circumstances at which Lewin was granted bail. So let's hear from a lawyer for Lewin.
Police and also to everybody, because you saw the condition of my client. You saw the condition of my client. He's not even too well, but we have to respect the law. In fact, we were bulldozed here. We didn't come on our own. Fortunately, his statement was taken today, and the courts just saw how he is now. So bail was granted, and it was not just an ordinary. We need to cross other hurdles to get him free.
So that's the lawyer for Lewin.
Yes. So yesterday she was interacting with journalists after the Asokore Mampong District Court granted him bail.
What's he been charged with?
Inconsiderate driving. Yes, inconsiderate driving and some other counts that you know that 3-year-old
child has died. Yes,
is dead. So as part of investigation to also be considered, once and there's an issue of death, prosecution will have to look at that side also. So for now, that is the count that he's been arraigned on. His plea was not taken just because prosecution says that they are continuing with further investigation. Then they will know exactly what will have happened in relation to that. So that is why the case has been put before the Asokore Mampong District Court, and also his plea was not taken, just so to allow the prosecution enough time to be able to conclude on investigations.
I see. All right. Now to what's happening in court today. Bang, bang, another big matter of public interest. The ambulance trial.
Yes.
A lot has happened from last week.
Absolutely.
For the adjournment. What are we to expect today?
So all roads lead to the High Court, the Law Court complex.
Why? Is it a jam? All roads lead to the
all roads lead to that. All roads.
Please.
I tell you,
please.
just find your way there. You see the traffic in front of the National Theatre. and then the stadium area, you see the traffic situation. Francis, a lot is going to happen in relation to this very case. You notice that at the last court sitting, 2 issues came to the fore. An issue of stay of proceedings because lawyers of Dr. Kasiel Atuforsin want to appeal against a ruling that Justice Efiase Butchie delivered. In fact, they raised an objection about the fact that prosecution ought to have started the cross-examination before Dr. Kasiel Atuforsin. But the court exercised discretion and said that Dr. Kasiel Atuforsin should start. So the lawyers are seeking to appeal against that ruling or that decision. Then they also, following that allegation made by Mr. Richard Jakpa, they also want an inquiry into the conduct of the Attorney General. So these were the 2 applications that Justice Efiase Saribochi at the last court sitting indicated that today it will be heard, and once heard, the court will make a reasoned ruling on that. Then just after the court sitting, we saw what happened. The NDC had a press conference where a certain audio came to the fore detailing the conversation that supposedly took place between the Attorney General, Godfred Yeboah-Dame, and then Richard Jakpa, the businessman, a third accused person in the ongoing trial. Subsequent to that, there have been other applications that have been filed. Richard Jakpa and his lawyers, led by Thaddeus Sorry, have filed an application. The order they are asking the court for is because of, due to what has happened, they want the charges against their client dropped. So they also filed another application. Then lawyers of Dr. Kasiel Atuforsin also went on to say that this is the court should order for a mistrial. The trial should be truncated or stayed until further notice. So these are other applications that have come up. And remember yesterday, we also talked to you about the fact that they have filed a supplementary affidavit. And in that supplementary affidavit, what is clear is that they want the said audio played in open courts. So the court will have the opportunity to hear argument from all these angles. And the Attorney General office has also responded strongly. And if you read the affidavit in opposition for both of the applications that were filed by Richard Jakpa and then Dr. Kasiel Atuforsin, strong-worded, I must put it, very, very strong-worded affidavit in opposition. So today, Justice Efiase Saribochi, the Justice of the Court of Appeal, who is sitting as an additional High Court judge, will have the opportunity to listen to submissions, arguments from all the parties in this matter. Then the reasoned ruling that we were promised will follow. As to whether it will be a bench ruling, I doubt. Definitely might be adjourned for a ruling to come. Okay. So a bench ruling is when submissions are made and there they just take the pen and then just write and read out what the decision is. That becomes a bench ruling. But of course, if you look at the kind of submission that we anticipate, authorities will be quoted, decisions will be referenced and all that. So it promises to be a very interesting court sitting today, and of course, a very long one indeed. So today, Dr. Kasiel Atuforsin, the ambulance case, Richard Jakpa, the Attorney General, all of them will be heard. As to whether Godfred Yeboah-Dame will be in court is also another thing altogether. But that was
the question I was about to ask. Okay. Because once the Deputy AG has been appearing,
yes,
is it on the knowledge that the AG has now left the case to the Deputy to handle, or because he was out of the jurisdiction, that's why he had to appear instead?
So anytime prosecution come to court, it's a team, not one person. So they come to court and then they announce a team of state prosecutors. So sometimes when the Deputy Attorney General is there, of course, he'll be leading the team. If the Attorney General himself is there, he'll be leading the team. Sometimes he doesn't come. Sometimes the Director of Public Prosecution, Mrs. Yvonne Atakro-Bobisa. Sometimes it is Richard Jembibi. Sometimes. So it's a team. So if one person is not available, the next senior most is the one that takes charge. So once the Attorney General were told I was out of jurisdiction and the Deputy was there, it was only fair that the Deputy would step in and order. But my understanding is that the Attorney General, Godfred Yeboah-Dame, is in town. So we'll look forward to see if he will be in court today or subsequent sittings.
All right, so that's for that particular case.
Absolutely.
Murtala, thank you for the updates this morning. As always, for what happens in the courts, we'll keep an eyes firmly fixed on what happens in that corner as well. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Francis. Have a great day.
Have a good day. You should see him. Please, if you have not seen what he's looking like this morning, go on our Facebook's live stream. You see him. in his dapperness, you know, in his vest and his, you know, purple
I'm
with
learning from
a
Francis
touch of
there.
dots of blue and white
I'm
in
learning
the
from
tie.
you.
You know, sharp as always. Sharp as always. Looks the part and delivers as always. That's Murtala, Inusah, legal affairs correspondent, joining us this morning. Time check, 2 minutes past 8. You're listening to Morning Star. Still with the issues to peruse and consider. The Electoral Commission had given a notice to all its district offices that the